let's make a melody. I kind of feel like making a guitar melody, which probably doesn't surprise anybody that's been following the channel for a minute. I think guitars are probably my most used instrument as far as, like what I use in my beats and my music. So, okay, it looks like there's a glare in my TV. C sharp, I think. Ooh, I might do like a chord repetition thing where I just kind of strum throughout the entire thing and then add other instruments afterwards. Maybe change this note and then this note. And then maybe move some of the notes. Ooh, maybe we can flip this one. Okay, this sounds like it's way too much, and that's because I think it kind of is. I'm gonna throw halftime on it to see what it sounds like. Maybe this can just repeat, and I can add other things to it. I can already hear a hi-hat pattern on this. And I'm gonna create another instrument, but I'm gonna use the same guitar that I just used for these like bass notes. And the reason for that is because I'm gonna probably separate this, and I don't want to separate this other guitar, like the main part of the guitar. That isn't the bass notes. So let me fill out the chord. Add another guitar. I kind of want another, like a different texture, because I've got two different textures going, and I kind of want something else. I might use the brick bub or whatever it's called. I didn't really like the way that. Let me go back. I don't like the way that this like pattern sounds. So what I'm gonna do is bring it down an octave, because I think it was a little bit too high. And then I'm gonna try flipping it. So I'm just gonna take these notes, move them down, or these notes, move them up. And then I might leave that one alone for now, just see what it sounds like. That one down, and then I think these are just in the wrong place. Is it like hearing it after hearing this half? Like I want it to go up. So maybe There we go. This note's fine. It's the C sharp that I'm not a fan of. There we go. So I'm already separating this nylon guitar because I threw halftime on it, which lowers everything an octave. And the nylon guitar tends to have a little bit more low end anyway. So if we look at this, yeah, there's a bunch of low end in here. So I'm separating it. Well, first thing I'm doing is cutting out a little bit of this, because I don't want all of that. And then I'm also separating the nylon guitar, meaning I took this little knob and I pulled it down to 95%, as you can see at the top left corner of the screen. And the reason why I'm separating something that has a lot of low end in it is because later on I'm going to add like a kick or an 808 or a bass or something that has a lot of low end as well. And I'm going to probably be putting that in mono, meaning all of that low end that I'm going to add later is going to be sitting in the middle of the mix. And so the idea is I want to push all of the other low frequencies to the sides of the mix so that I don't have a whole bunch of low end in the same, competing for the same space. Because I think that's when a lot of muddiness happens and you can't really hear, your kick punching through or your 808 punching through or, what have you. So. Okay, I'm also, for the same reason, I'm gonna separate this other one. And this is just the electric guitar that has just those bass notes playing, which is why I have it on a separate instrument, so I can separate the two like this. And something else I'm gonna do a little bit later is anytime I go through and I randomize all the velocities and the timings and I pan everything, I also tend to take the instruments that have the lowest frequencies and I pan those notes opposite each other to make them easier to hear to distinguish the two sounds from one another. And that does a similar thing in making room. That also does a similar thing in making room in the middle of your mix for, sub bass frequencies or whatever you want to put there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is go through and clean up some of the sounds with EQ. So for example, this Britbub, there's a high frequency in there that's kind of harsh. I don't know if you can hear it from the YouTube video, but somewhere in here, I think it's this note right here. So I'm going to do something similar to this for all of the instruments so far and just kind of clean them up a little bit and take out any harsh frequencies that might be there. So now I've gone through and cleaned up a lot of the sounds. Now I'm going to go through and randomize a lot of the timings and the velocities, and then I'm also going to pan a bunch of the lower notes on the downbeats. Okay, so I panned the Ace Nylon this way. So the next thing I'm going to pan is the other thing that has low, like a lot of low frequency in it, which was this. So this, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to pan the downbeat notes the opposite direction of what I just panned. That way the two different low instruments or low sounds are being panned opposite directions from each other and they're being pushed out to the sides. So hopefully that'll make everything easier to hear, to distinguish, and it'll move those low frequencies out of the way of like the kick or the 808 or whatever comes later. Yeah, I think I'm gonna add a piano to this. So let's go find Flex. Piano. I might put like a delay on this and like make the notes really short so it just kind of like rings out.